Here we are in the all-in-one approach to succeeding at the piano preparatory level, book B. Let's take a look at page 13, notes in the bass staff. So just how we worked on the notes in the treble staff a few pages ago for the theory page, we're going to do the same thing in the bass staff. So here the students are reviewing the guide note bass F, the guide note middle C, and the three notes in between. They're all seconds going up. So looking at this page, let's make it into a sing-songy, wonderful activity. So, a step up from F, a step up from F is G, a step up from G is A, a step up from A is B, and a step up from B is C. So they write in the correct note names, and we make sure that they're using the fingering that is written in. At the bottom of this page, students are tracing the bass clefs below so that students understand where that line is, the F line, which is so important for students to remember. And I want to talk to you about a whiteboard and how important that was. Let's get our whiteboards out and have students do more of that so that they're not always sitting at the piano bench and they are reviewing all the time. Now let's take a look at page 14. Here we have Mozart focusing on G, A, B and the pattern that students see when they're looking at the page. So Stars in the Sky is a lovely piece. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Use the dropping rolling motion for the students to elegantly leave the key. They'll also understand the shaping of the phrases even when we don't have any slurs in the music. The other thing that really helps our students understand the phrasing is us conducting, singing, swaying, moving to the wonderful rhythm of the piece. So the practice steps by Mozart. Happy Mozart. Point to each note and count out loud. Right, so they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then point and say the words a little bit slower. Deep in the forest on a clear night. Trace the notes with a line to show the direction of the notes. So that has already started for the students, and you can definitely have your students do that before they play the piece. And why do we do that? Because we want to set our students up for success. So we want them to be totally accurate with their rhythm, their note names, their fingering before they actually play the piece. So that's Stars in the Sky. The next page is page 15, and the piece is called Don't Be Late. Teacher said now don't be late. Every day we have to wait. I can't help that when I walk, I meet friends and then we talk. Now I'm running like a hare. When the bell rings, I'm not there. Through the door I race on by. In my chair I rest and sigh. Wouldn't that be nice to go back to the school days when we're not in quarantine? Oh my goodness. So this energetic, fun piece, there are really valuable practice steps again at the top of the page. One of my former students moved her students into succeeding at the piano from another method. And she said one of the first things my students said after a couple of weeks was that they were learning so well because of all these great practice strategies in succeeding at the piano. So the first thing we want to have our students do is circle each G in the bass staff. Right? So how do we make sure our students do not guess where that G is? We have them first put a line through the bass clef, F clef. And if the student needs a little bit more help, have them trace that F line all the way through both lines. And then we say, is that a step up or down from that bass F line? And your students will say, it's a step up. Good. So find your bass F, and then what is a step up? It's a G. What finger goes on the G? And so we're in almost middle C position, which helps our students to not always have their thumbs on both middle Cs. So say the letter names of the notes as you point to each one. G, A, B, A, G, A, B, A, G, A, B, A, G. Tap and count out loud until the rhythm is easy. So let's not let any of our students actually play a piece unless the rhythm is really comfortable for them first. So now let's go on to page 16.